Okay, with a slip knot on your hook, let's go ahead and chain 2. We are going to do 15 foundation half double crochets. And so let me show you how to do this. So yarn over, and then we're going to go back into the first stitch. I always like to take the back nub. Okay, and you've got 3. So we're going to pull up a loop, and then we're going to stop. And then here with three loops, we're going to do that one more time. We're going to take 1 loop, and then that's kind of like your chain row, and then you've got 3, and then you're going to pull through all 3. That is a foundation half double crochet. Okay, let's do a couple of more. You're going to yarn over, and then let's identify. See those 3 little loops? We are going to go in right below those, right there under these 2 little loops that are right there. Okay, so you have your 1, 2, 3, these 3 that'll stack on top, and we are going to go into the 2 right below them. Okay, so let's get back on hook here, and I'll try to get a couple of these so you can really see to identify where that goes. So let's yarn over, and then we're going to come back over here and go through those 2 little loops that are there and pull up and hold. Okay, so now let's do pull through 1 and then pull through 3. Okay, yarn over. There's our little 3, and we're going to flip, and we're going to go right into those 2. I like to kind of use my thumb as a marker. Okay, we've got 3. We're going to pull through 1 loop, and then we're going to pull through all 3. All right, let's do a couple more. Oops. That did not want to get on there for me. Okay, there is through 1, and then pull through 3. Okay. See where I have my thumb right above where I need to go, right below where I need to go. Okay, you see it right there? And there's those 2 loops that I'm going to go through. Okay, pull them through. I like to sometimes give it just a little tug or push it up your hook to just make those 3 loops even. Okay, so we're going to go through 1, and we're going to go through 3. Okay, and I'm going to take a short pause, and I'm going to go to the end, and I'm going to make sure I have 15 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. Make sure that you don't count this little. See, there's your chain. Let me get it you in the camera. See, there's your chain 2 space. This is the first chain, or I'm sorry, this is the first stitch. Okay, so you don't count those chain 2 from the beginning. That is our first stitch. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I will see you back in 10 more stitches. Okay, there we go. Now I'm at the end, and I have 15 half double crochet foundations, or foundation half double crochets. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and we're going to do chain 1 and turn your work. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do some front loopers. So first one, we're going to do a single crochet. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come and we're just going to take this front loop. So normally we go through both. This time we're going to only go through the front loop with a single crochet. And we're going to do that all the way across, taking the front loop only, single crochet. Our 2 little loops. There's your 3rd loop. You want to do that one right there. Okay. Front loop. And let's do that all the way to the end. Okay, here I'm down to the end now, and I have just that one. Remember, we don't want our chain 2. We want the top. So there on the very last one, I'm going to do just a regular single crochet. So on the ends, you won't do the front loop or the beginning. You're just going to do a single. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1 and turn. See those beautiful little front loops now? See all of those? We're going to work in those. Okay, so we have our chain 1, And what we're going to do now is we're going to put a half double crochet in the first stitch, okay? So that's the one that your chain one is coming out of. Do our little half double, and then let's look here. Let me show you where to go, okay? So you see right here, we're in this column. This little loop right here that's right below the next stitch is where we're going to work. So let's come over here and we're going to yarn over. And we're going to drop down to that little loop that's left from when we just did our front loops from the row before. So that one right there. And you're just going to do a regular old double crochet. Okay? And then the next stitch is going to be a half double. And so if you have trouble, if you're like, am I there? You can turn it over. And you see that stitch right there that hasn't been worked is our drop loop. So we want to skip that one. You don't want to go into that one. You don't want to go into that one, or you're going to add stitches. That's where so many people fail on these when you're working in the front of it, that you don't skip that. So we want to skip that one. And we're going to go into this one. Another way to tell is there's that next little drop loop. It's right above it. Okay? And that's going to be a half double. Now let's yarn over. We're going to do the drop again. Okay, so you can see where this one's at. There's that one, and then we want to go into that one. See where it's at? So that drop double right there. And work it just, and I kind of like to work a loose double. I work loose doubles anyway. So, but if you work tight doubles, what ends up happening is this loop right here gets pulled up really, really high. It's still pretty though, so don't worry about it if you're a tight crocheter. Okay, so now now look, we want to get that one right there, not that one right there. For our half double. Okay, let's do one more and then we'll zoom to the end. Okay, so now we've worked in this one. That's where our half double is. We want this one. Okay, do you see that? You can see there's that one's worked. This one is not. We want this one. Okay. Get our little half double in there. And then I'll jump. Okay, and let me show you that one more time. So you see we've worked in that one. We want right above the next one. Right there. Okay. And there's our half double. See you at the end. Skirt. Okay, I'm at the end and I'm on my last drop double, and you can see now, look, I've got 2 stitches left there, and so I'm going to go into this very last one with a half double. Okay, and then we are going to chain 1 and turn. Okay, see what it's doing? Pretty. Helps if I show you the right side. But actually this stitch looks good on both sides. Okay, so we've chained 1, and now we are going to do our front loop row, and that is a single crochet, and then just our front loop singles all the way across. Now I did the Unity beanie, which really I'm using this and that beanie to practice this stitch because I liked it so much. But in that one, I used half double crochets on this row. All that matters is that you're just going into the front loop. See, did you see that? I almost started to yarn over. It's because I did about 12 beanies. Actually, there was about 15 of them using this stitch, but I used a half double because I liked how the half double worked up on the hats better. So, but for this washcloth style, we wanted a little more tight. So I used the single front loop singles. But feel free, you like that, you know, whatever you're going to use this stitch for, do whatever you want. Use half doubles, use doubles. Doubles would make it very lacy. Okay, I just stayed with you for this one. I'm trying to look through the camera instead of at my work. Stop looking at the camera. Okay, we're at our last one. You can turn it over and see it's right there. Those are the ones that kind of get missed sometimes, are those last ones. you want to go, make sure to go through both, not through 3 loops. We want to go through both of those loops at the end and do your single crochet. Chain 1 and turn. See what it's doing, Queen? And if there's any kings, I don't know if I have any kings that come to watch. Other than AJ. Hi, AJ. Okay. And my urban yarn. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do that half double crochet in the first stitch. Okay. And now this should get really easy. See, because you see your drop double right there? We are always going to put the drop double on top of the drop double, and it sticks out like a sore thumb. You see that loop that's left from us doing the front loop? That's what we want every time. Landmarks, baby, landmarks. Okay, so let's throw our little double. Now this is where we're going to get those landmarks again. Okay, so you see, I'm going to want my next drop double to be right there. Okay, sticks out right there is where my next half double goes. Okay, and then where does it go? Sticks out like a sore thumb. That's what I really like about this stitch. Oops, it helps if I yarn over. Really like about this stitch pattern is that you don't have to count once you get going. All I got to do is just look for that drop double every single time. So half double, drop double, half double, drop double. Let me do one more for you. See, so you can really see. Grab it. Oop. Easy for me to say. There's my double. Okay. Oops, that's a half double there. Itchy nose. Okay, so you see how they're stacking on top of each other? Really pretty. Let me just finish this row off for you. And we'll finish it off, and then I'll show you the, what did I say? What did I do on that one? Was the crab stitch, reversed crab stitch. So a lot of people use like the reverse single or the crab stitch. Well, those going backwards hurt my wrist. So I found an alternative. See, did you see what I almost did? I almost went into that skipped where I'm supposed to skip that used stitch from the drop double. Okay, last stitch is a half double crochet. And you should always have 15 stitches. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wah-ah-ah. Okay. So now, to end it off, if you want it to be like this on the bottom, we need to do a row of half doubles, which I did a row of the front loop half doubles. So, because we worked that row, and I found that this makes it very symmetrical. So I'm just going to stay with you guys. We're going to do front loop half doubles all the way across. To just kind of try to make it, you know, if you're going to do the washcloth, which there is a free washcloth pattern, there is a free beanie pattern that uses this stitch. I will get the lady's name that actually also did a tutorial. She called it the Faux Bobble. But I could not find any published literature of, you know, that being like how the popcorn stitch is the popcorn stitch. So I just, you know, called it a drop double. It reminds me of a lot of the work that Polly Plum does. Polly Plum does a lot of surface work, whereas you can still have that front loop double crochet look, but you don't have all the spaces. It's very solid. Okay, so there's that last one. We're gonna do the last one, and let's turn. Okay, I'm gonna pull back just a little bit, my loves. Oh, and then I bump. Okay, and so now let me show you how I do my reverse, I guess you could call it a reverse crab or a forward crab. Okay, so I am going to chain one, go into this stitch and pull up. Okay, so instead of finishing off your single crochet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to spin it around so it twisted the stitch, and then I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through those 2 loops. Sometimes it's a little snug, okay, and it looks funky right now, but go on to the next one. Okay, go in, pull up your loop. Some people actually take their hook and twist it like that. Doesn't matter. Pull it through. Okay, let's do a couple more so you can really see. Pull it up. I just go like that, do a little swoop, and pull through. Okay, and get a little flow going, and pull through. Go in, pull up, make a round circle, and pull through. Okay, and see what it does? It looks like a crab stitch. Whereas, let me pull back. And I'll show you what a crab stitch looks like. Oops. I got all tangled up. Okay. Where did it go? Round and round, where does it go? Oh, it's because I have too many loops pulled. Okay, so the crab stitch, you have that chain one. And what you do is you go backwards. See, I didn't turn. So you go backwards. You have your little loop, you go backwards into that, into that chain, and you pull it up, and then you go like that, okay? So now you go back, and pull it up, and pull it up, okay? You just keep going backwards, and you're just doing a backwards single crochet. Oops. See? Oops, I messed that one up. But anyway, it does the same thing right across the top. But I don't like to go backwards. So that's what you do. So what do I got? Okay. So again, what I like to do, spin it around and pull it through. Spin it around and pull it through. I'll go slow one more time. Put it in. Drop that behind you and twist it around your work. Okay? And the tutorial I saw, she actually spins her hook like that and then goes like that. But I don't want to take my hook out of my hand, like keep moving my hand. So that's what I do. So let me get to the end so you can see. And then you can go all the way around. I use this border all the time because it makes things, kind of finish off, and it kind of pulls the stitch. So it really makes a cute little border. I'm almost there. At first it feels kind of awkward, but I've done this on blankets, so it's kind of old hat now. All of the puns intended. All of the puns. Okay, and there's the last one, and we just want a single crochet there. Okay, give her a little tug. And there is the little crab stitch border. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. Watch out for more options on how to use the drop double. Let me pull up so you can see. And all I did for this soap sack queens, let me just show you. So this little thing right here is one of those little black rubber bands for like braids. And I braid it around just like Z does for her lovies. This is a Russian cord. And then I just made a little heart at the bottom to close that off. But you pull this down and you open the sack. Put your soap inside. Cinch that back down. Pull your little rubber there. And then it's just like the perfect for your hand for soap. And then you can, it's all 100% cotton. So you just throw it in the into the dishwasher, in the wash machine. So I'm playing around with the stitch some more. I have a couple other things. So I have a hat and I have the washcloth, and that pattern drops August 1st, 2021. So thank you guys. Bye. I thought I would pop right back on here and show you guys how to do the little cord for the soap sack. And I said a Russian cord, and I'm so sorry, it's actually a Romanian cord by Siren Crochet is where it's on one of her bags that I saw this tutorial for. So for my little soap sack, what I did is I did chain 2, okay, and then we're going to go back into the first stitch with a single crochet. You really have to do these stitches loose. You'll never be able to get into these loops if you don't. Okay, so for the very first one, there's this little loop that's kind of by itself where you want to go in there. It's kind of on the side, okay? And you're going to do a single crochet. Again, make sure you're doing it loose. And now you see these 2 little loops are on the side. I like to turn this because we're going to keep turning and turning and turning. And so those 2 loops that are right on the top, we're going to go through those with a single crochet. See, there's our 2 loops again. We're going to turn, and there they are, right there on top. Kind of push that other stuff to the front and come through this little side. And a loose single. Turn it. Get those 2 little loops. See, I made that one tight, and now it's kind of hard to get in there. So I really like to pull up on those a little bit before you turn, before you go. Let's do another one. Let's do those 2. Okay. And you just keep spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning. Yeah, see, I really like to do the turn first before you try to go into those. Okay. Turn. Get our 2 little loopy loops. I'll do just a few more. Okay. And it's really cool. It looks braided when you're done. So there is the Romanian cord. And you just keep going, going, going. And at the very end, I sewed it together. You can see. I sewed it together to get rid of the ends, and then I came back with some of the other yarn. So you can see it's a different color because this Derice is kind of ombre-ish. There's a little bit of green in there with all of the aqua. But then I just came in, and that's where I joined it. I did 4 chains and then joined. And then I did a slip stitch, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, single crochet, slip stitch. Did that 3 times. And at first I was going for it to be like a unity knot. But then how it was put on, it looks like a little heart. A little heart to you. There you go. But yeah, if you want to look up also, you know, I don't know how well I just did that tutorial because anyway. But there you go. That's what I did. The Romanian cord. Bye.